Hi everyone, this is Cheryl. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a design team project how-to. I did this journal for Medieval Mirage, and these beautiful images are from the Baroque Beauties. I think these are the add-on, one of the add-ons. And I used a little bit different technique than I normally do. In the past, I've always used the printer, you know, when you're printing fabric, you use the freezer paper method. And I have found that sometimes, you know, if it's not real flat or there's a frayed edge, I've had it actually get caught in my printer, and it's not fun to get out once it's jammed. So I came across an Avery product, and they're printable fabric sheets, and the number is 3384, and this is what they look like. They're really white, and so for this project I had the cover already done, and so I wanted it to match this, and this would have been a little too stark white. So then I thought, well, is it possible to antique this? Because the back has a iron-on type adhesive, so I wasn't sure if I could do that, because after you antique it, I couldn't iron it until I was ready to iron it onto my surface. So I want to show you how I went about antiquing it. I also want to show you, this is what Jarf's images look like. They're beautiful, and this is photo cardstock, and so there is a difference. It will mellow out the image a little bit, but for this project I really didn't mind, because it really is soft and it goes nicely with the cover fabric. And then I also did one on the inside. And as you can see, I have this, the front I didn't sew around. I did sew around this one, and it's just for decoration purposes, because once you iron it on, it is on there for good. And so I thought it was kind of a nice way to do our, graphics, and you can just iron it onto your cover or your pages. It's just great. So I want to show you how I went about antiquing the page. You don't want to soak it. So what I did is you just use a brush like this, and you will just go over it. This is tea, which I believe that's what I used on that, because I wanted it not too dark. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you get the excess off of there. So you don't want soaking wet. And then what you can do is make sure to put it under some books so it lays flat to dry, because you need to be able to get this in your printer and print out properly. I use antique irons. You see those in the antique stores. I have a bunch of those, and I use those when I'm crafting. They're like my extra hands. I got them in all different weights. I have some that are 6 pounds, 7 pounds, and even lighter. So depending on the project that I'm working on, you can just plop those down in the corners and let it dry. So I will show you what this looks like after I print it out. Okay, these are what I was talking about as far as using antique irons in my crafting. I have like 4 of these different varying weights, and I use these almost in every project, just because sometimes you just want to keep something flat and move on to the next step. So we all go antiquing, and you probably have seen these all the time. Well, they're very useful. And for me, I collect antiques, and having these sit on my work table, I like looking at them too. So, but I will move on to what this looks like when you've printed out a full sheet. Okay, this is what it looks like when it's all printed out. I decided to go with one of her other Baroque beauties. This one had a beautiful pale blue dress, and I think that I'll probably use this in my next journal that I make. It's just so pretty. And an added tip is when you're antiquing, make sure not to get it too saturated. This is the first time I've seen it kind of separate along the edge, but I think it'll be fine once we go to iron it on anyways. So, which we will move on to showing you how to do that. Okay, I decided what I would do with these pretty printouts is I decided to make like a little bag for the journal to go into. And what I used was one of just the little muslin drawstring bags. I bought these on eBay. And I've tea dyed it, and then right before I put it in the oven, I dropped some vanilla on it just to give it more of a antique look. So what I'm going to do is just center this and iron it on. I've also inked, I guess that looks pretty straight. I've actually inked the edges too, so just so there's no white edges. That's on there pretty good. I think that'll be cute. Just pop the little journal in it. And send it to its new home. Hope you've enjoyed these little tips on how to print on inkjet fabric. But I look forward to seeing you all real soon. Take care. Bye.